figure it out. Okay. Right, that should be. Alright guys, so check this out. I now have the chat much closer to my face over here. We have the battle station with the Simps. Oh, damn it. Chat's over here for me on the laptop. Battle station's that way. I still feel like there's like 20 things going on that I don't love, but we're just going to make it work. Okay, so Dread wants cards again. So I am back at set. I do happen to have tarot cards in Rona. Maybe we'll jump into that a little later. We do have a topic in mind for today, though. So hang tight. That's going to happen. This stream is dedicated to Nam Tran. I love you! You're a great person. Yeah, so Nam Tran, who gave us an amazing dono the other day, and the dono alerts were actually buried, and I went to move it up so I could see it and acknowledge it, and, you know, I didn't know what it was going to be, and I was taken aback because it was, you know, a $100 donation. That's not one I get all the time. So that was amazing. Thank you again for that, Nam Tran. Your patronage is of the utmost appreciated, and you're making it happen for me. So thank you for that. All right. When you say loud, are you talking about like my outfit or volume wise? Because I'm not at the battle station. I'm unable to actually see the meters at this time. Oh, and fun shit, guys. We actually have the merch store running. That's right. Super stoked about it. So there's a lot of fun merch that we have. Some of this, there were call logs that occurred once upon a time from certain people who it doesn't really matter. But basically consisting of, you know, nonstop calls from a block number, like every minute on the minute. And then every once in a while we get a call from Tyrone Andy. There's all kinds of, you know, shirts, boxers, baby dolls, all kinds of fun stuff, or baby doll tees you could get with a ridiculous call log on that. There's also some fun stuff with artwork. There's a couple memes that we threw on some shirts. There's some fun mugs. There's actually also a free alley mug. If you purchase the free alley mug, of course, that's all going to go towards that situation. Actually, to be honest, pretty much everything is going towards the alley situation. But if you want to put something towards that, that would be awesome. All right, looks like they're setting that up for me, so we'll just hang tight right meow. Okay. I wanted to thank you guys. Some of you had, well, Dread, hold on. We really need to talk about breadcrumbing, and then we'll get into your cards. Since I actually have access to my real tarot cards. All right, and I actually owe Nam Tran a reading, but I'll probably do that not streaming. And they didn't get back to me on if they had a specific question in mind. You can't see my face. Well, most people would prefer that. That's a first. There you go. Oh my gosh, the lighting, I'm super blown out, huh? We have too many lights over here. Well, the thing is, it's not that, like, I'm trying to make you wait. Like, I'm like, fuck Dread. Dread's gonna come through, and I'm gonna just have him wait like my Simps do. No, we have a topic in mind. So I wanted to thank you guys for actually having a lot of positive feedback as far as the IP2 recap went. Although there's so many recappers, there's entire channels that's literally all they do. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes here, okay? We're not trying to compete with anyone like in that manner. But I did actually have a lot of fun with that. So I think that's going to become maybe a once a week type thing. Maybe we'll pick a specific day to do that. I know when I tried to do that again the following day, the posts were just so, oh my god, cringe, like horrible. Simps had a little bit of fun with the title. We're talking about breadcrumbing, and that is very much breadcrumbing. Do not restart this computer right now. So yeah, that is my smartass Simps with that title. That'd be nice if y'all would change it. Some mods actually have the power to change a title, but you know, do whatever. Go interview No, see, Achilles, I don't think I want to interview him, and I don't think that he would grant me an interview. I don't see that ever happening for so many reasons. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. No, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Unless you're suggesting I do that if I were to have intercourse later, which I absolutely would wrap it up. Okay. All right, so we're going to get into this in a moment here. I'm just giving you guys a chance to rejoin. You know, I did, there was a competing company with them, and I did a couple sports segments for that. I forget what the hell that was called. That was like way back in the day. But yeah, so you guys gave me really awesome feedback, endorsement type, you know, encouragement for the recapping thing. I think that's going to be a weekly. We'll pick a day to do that. Someone was even suggesting a weather girl kind of thing. Super into it. The thing is, I need to have a green screen set up, which is easy enough. And then I have to have, you know, the maps, and I can do the forecasting. We can actually do it in a very serious manner. You know, we can still have little jokes or whatever the fuck, or we can do it completely professional and with a really not okay outfit or no outfit, who knows. But that's pretty simple to do. Now as far as well, no, well, it was, anyways, okay, as far as, fuck, I lost my train of thought, guys. I digress. Okay. Show them nylons. Okay, I suppose I could do that. Hey, nylons. Ooh, all right. Yes. How fat what? Guys, we don't fat shame here. Okay, we love everyone no matter what their size. We're not fat shamers here. Dread, I'm not going to read your fucking cards until I have until you guys basically indicate that you understand what breadcrumbing is, and I haven't even gotten into that at all. Okay, Dread, will make it fucking happen. We're definitely going to make this happen, I promise, but just not right now. I'm also breadcrumbing you, Dread, by making you wait for this card reading, which will happen. Luckily, my breadcrumbing... No, actually, my breadcrumbing, it's not even breadcrumbing because I'm going to come through on it. The thing with breadcrumbing is it tends to be future faking, empty promises, sweet talking, false hopes. This can occur within a relationship, a situationship, or a past, an ex, and you're unable... guys, the frame keeps dropping and stuff. Please stand by. We're going to figure this out. You're unable to really move on because what's happening is when you're given these little bits of hope, tokens of affections, implications of affections, indications of affections, it's actually what triggers something in your brain that makes the whole thing very addicting and hard to let go of. It can actually be considered or compared to like a cocaine or alcohol addiction. This is what makes people stay in horrible relationships, waiting for that day when everything's great. And, you know, this kind of goes back to dating potential again. You know, we were talking about how we're not going to do that anymore. Welcome, Isa. Devorah, this is no. Oh my god, no, he's not behind the fucking camera. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that is hilarious. First of all, thank you, Simp. I love my Simps. They're so funny tonight. Okay. At least we're, you know, our whole respect thing is kind of, I feel like we're having a better understanding. Okay, if you know who, if Voldemort were here, I feel, personally, like they would not just sit there and allow me to shine and have my moments. I feel they would be fucking useless for tech support. And, you know, they definitely would be snapping or doing something obnoxious or, you know, whatever, to draw the attention to themselves. There's absolutely no way that individual, even if there was money on it, even if there was something to gain from it, they just need the spotlight. And that was a problem with them. Oh my God, it's really not that. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to let you guys think this, because this is super clickbaity. Brilliant idea, Simps, by the way. Did you have to did you have to pause it to laugh? Okay. All right, we're still guys. No, you don't have to insult. No, okay, when I refer to my simps, it is in a loving manner, it is in a respectful manner, and it is, you know, basically embracing what and who they are. Now, my simps are not going to be simps forever. In fact, a lot of them have a lot of tech potential, and I see them one day, maybe not pimping, maybe more like, you know, beta basic, but, you know, options. We're just going to work on their self-esteem. We're going to work on their interactions with women. We're going to work on remembering birthdays, probably. We're going to work on emotional understanding. We're going to work on empathy. And then one day my simps will fucking thrive, because they'll be having that fucking Steve Jobs money, bitch. Yeah, so anyways. We cannot say, of course I do, Nick X. Absolutely, every fucking day. Are you kidding me? That's the stupidest question I've heard all day. I did have a fun chat with him today on Zoom. I will occasionally acknowledge questions about it, because the situation is what it is. It is currently on hold due to COVID, or his reunification process and return date is on hold at this time because of the COVID-19. Don't you die on me now. Any person who has this going on with their children, if their children are in the system, it doesn't matter what phase they're in. It doesn't matter if they've been granted unsupervised visitations, in and outs. It doesn't matter if the judge ordered a fucking return date a week prior to the lockdown. Literally everyone who has a child in the system is dealing with Zoom visits. That's it. That's it. And everything is to be determined, on hold at this time. So it sucks. It sucks that extra time has been added to the whole process. But if you think I don't miss him, you're on one, dude. In fact, let me make sure I have this redacted, because we don't want to dox the parents, the foster family. We did have a really awesome, okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, I can show this because there's no identifying names or anything like that on here. So we had a really great chat today. It's very difficult to keep their attention spans when they're so young on the phone. He actually thinks I might live in the phone, which is really, really sad. But, you know, they're moving around. It's completely different interactions when you have a screen in between you. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to play games with him. He really loves colors. He loves painting. And I will, you know, get some type of canvas. I will paint to his specifications, the colors he wants, you know, whatever. And we were painting rainbows for a while. And then one day I showed him like several rainbows that had dried. And I'm like, look at, honey, look at, here's all the rainbows. And he's like, those are not okay. Can you just can we break those? Like, can you chop those, like karate chop those? And I'm like, yes, son, we can. So I proceeded to chop and almost break my freaking hand. Thank you for the follow. This rainbow, which I was kind of like, wow, man, like I thought we were going to keep this and it would be like a thing. No, he hated it. And now he just loves me to paint rainbows, let them dry, and just chop them. He thinks it's the greatest shit ever. I was actually unsuccessful at chopping it with my hand. I had to do it with my foot. I did break a heel in the process, and I now use much, much thinner plywood for the rainbow karate chopping. Very much so. Simping ain't easy, you know. But if your daddy's daddy was a simp, assistant simp, it's just in the bloodline. Some people are just meant to be a simp, you know, and that's okay. That's fine. SF Dean, the tech support crew that is here tonight on set, thought it would be really cute to go with that title, and whatever, we're just going with it. What is the rarest soda I ever poured up? Ooh, the rarest soda. Huh. There were the virgin tears of a young Thai boy that was sired for a equinox sacramental thing. It was a little thing. It wasn't like that serious. That, you know, and we put what do you call it? Like CO2 in it, and we put we made it bubbly. So I would say that was incredibly rare. You know, it's not every day that you come across that. So, yeah. Also, there's a bacon soda. That shit's fucking weird. You guys ever had bacon soda? That's like, they shouldn't do that. You know what I really, really, really love, though, is I love ginger beer. Now, it's not alcoholic, actually. I don't know why. Think of root beer, but with ginger. The more gnarly and spicy and, like, burning your esophagus, like, that's better for me. I really, really enjoy a gnarly ginger beer. Yes, DP action will be going on at some point. We do have a director of photography. We do have, like I said, our Simps are very skilled at what they do, despite their little trolly shit they like to do from time to time, but I guess it's just part of our rapport. It's a thing. Mixed with BS. Huh, oh, okay. Again, Dread, all in good time, okay? All in good time. Yay! I love you, Tim. I love you, Tim. Tim is a Twitch gamer, and he's a longtime homie. He's always been here. I was checking out his stream a little earlier. He started at 9 tonight, and I had a super clusterfuck, so I didn't get to participate or like watch as much as I wanted to. But he's always been a cool dude, and I think if you're into gaming, definitely give him check him out. Well, whatever you want to say, okay? You know. See, here's the thing, though. He's still doing his own thing. You know, I feel that is super dismissive of the type of person he is and his integrity and his wants and needs in life. He's not, like, creeping in the DMs, really. You know, he's just a cool dude who, like, you know, thinks, like, I'm, I guess, a cool chick. I don't fucking know. But he's good people, okay? I read no cards, Thread. You wait. I read no cards. Speaking of reading, there was a post about Attila or something on IP2. Someone was dragging him very badly simply because he was having trouble mispronouncing a word. And I just want to say this. I already mentioned this on my Snap, but seriously, instead of, like, making fun of him, like, we need to be really concerned with our educational system. By now, like, this day and age, I don't give a fuck what country you're in. We are very aware of things like fucking, what is it called? Where you read things backwards. Oh my god, I'm super brain farting right now. Simps, what is it called? You know what it's called. You know what it's called. It is a dyslexia. Okay, so you would think that by now, and we know that teachers are grossly underpaid, the classes are overcrowded, a lot of them just fucking hate children. Okay, fine. But by now, we should understand and see the signs. When there's a kid, you know, who's kinder to third, fourth, maybe even fifth, when it's time to read aloud together and Timmy read the next sentence, well, Timmy can't read it. So he fucking is embarrassed and he doesn't want to get made fun of. So he's just going to be a dick and just cause a scene, cause a ruckus because he's really insecure because he's having trouble reading. It's very likely because Timmy, and not the just coincidence that I use that word randomly. It's a coincidence that, oh my god, my train of thought. Okay, basically, I'm just saying, with what we know nowadays, with learning styles, with dyslexia, with behavioral patterns, with kids who have it, and they tend to act out. That needs to be addressed, and they need to be helped. And because there's things they can do to help them figure out the words, decipher the words that otherwise they wouldn't be able to. Thank you, Sebra. I hope it's not mids. I hope it's not mids. You gave me mids last time, and it was like fucking trash. I'm not doing that again. Just kidding. Okay, so yeah, my point is like, if someone has dyslexia, that their fucking teacher should pick up on it. I want to say by 3rd fucking grade, dude. If they're not picking up on it, if they're passing this child just because, you know, the school makes money when the kid shows up to school, like, they're just passing you to pass tests, or, you know, and it's like the actual process of learning to think for yourself, ask questions, being observant, like the purpose of what school should actually be, like, is nothing like that. So kids that have issues with learning disabilities or sensory issues or dyslexia, like, they shouldn't be just squeaking by under the radar like that. Like, that should not be a thing. So if someone's having trouble reading, like, don't fucking make fun of them. You know, like, that fucking sucks. At least they're reading, okay? That's all I'm saying. You're the devil. Okay. You're the devil. That's hot. Sebra, I did not have him out of my asshole, and as you know, my birth photos were leaked. Hello, it's pretty clear which hole he came out of. All right, if you want to go ahead and Google that shit, knock yourself out. One of the reasons why the title is so relevant. So relevant. Okay, in a second here, we're definitely going to get into the whole breadcrumbing topic, because that's a fucking thing, yo. See, there was one more thing. This one. Okay. Yeah, this one was super cute. Super fucking cute. So fun. Love that little dude. That little smile. Oh my god, I have to show you guys this. This literally fucking made me cry. This is like so not fair. This is like the fucking cutest shit ever.
I'm happy.
You're what?
I'm happy.
You're happy? Miss my monka. Ugh. Miss him so fucking bad. Alright, breadcrumbing. Let's get into this shit. Call me now for your free reading. Okay, no, you'll get your reading. Slow down, slow down. Yeah, he's, oh, my monkas. He's so sweet. He's just so sweet. The monka. How was my whole night? Whoa, I don't know yet. So far, I'm super irritated. So as you know, there's 3 RVs that we're working with between Set, Rona, and then Props or whatever the fuck. And Rona has been taken over by fucking stray cats. Don't read into that. But no, seriously, Rona's been taken over by cats. And there's a couple strays that we feed around here, like, literally to just handle rodents and that, because, like, I don't do that shit. I'm not cool with it. And, you know, we're not, like, we'll leave cat food out for them. But this fucking scrappy-ass fucking roughneck mama cat bring her whole litter, because they looked quite a few weeks old. Their eyes were open. They were pretty big, very rambunctious. I hear rambling going on in Rona, which, by the way, Rona is the RV that has just makeup and clothes. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I see a bunch of cats, dude. I'm like, oh my god. And then Mama Cat, she's just a fucking crazy ass mama bear. And like, bitch tried to fuck me up. Like, she tried to scratch my face. She's pounced at me. She's charged at me. She's incredibly vicious. Most likely also ravenous, whatever, diseased. And I'm like, I can't help you, bitch. You're, when I first discovered the kittens, I'm like, they're fucking dying and starving, dude. And I tried to give the mama cat, we'll just call her bitch cat, whatever. I don't know what. I tried to give her some food and some water, and she just fucking tried to attack me. I was nowhere near her babies. And I'm like, I can't fucking deal with this. And because of the corona shutdown, there's literally, like, I'm just, like, on hold. I'm, like, on a wait list. Like, you're fucked. Deal with it as far as animal control goes. I'm not equipped to take care of these feral, like, savage-ass cats, okay? Like, this isn't fucking Tiger King. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not. And, so I was out of town at my place. Set stays here, but I got a new place in kind of like San Jose area. That's where the pole's at. Yay. But yeah, so, anyways, I come back, and of course the kittens are still there. There's a couple of people like checking on them because they were basically dying. And oh my God, they destroyed Rona. My clothes are disgusting. Like, they have fleas. Like, I'm literally just gonna have to burn it down. Like, it is such a nightmare. It's super gross. So as far as how my night's going, it's not like, I'm kind of upset. Like, I don't want to be like, oh my God, my clothes. But if you've lost things in like fires and like storage units and like really crazy exes like ruining stuff, you know, like, you don't want to like have cats like pee on stuff and get like, you know, fleas. Like, so like, I'm not having that. I don't know where my mascara is. Oh, it's in Rona. It's in Rona, but I don't want to fucking step on a freaking cat. So I don't have mascara. I have no lashes. I didn't even get to put my contacts in. You guys are doing okay. I'm kind of liking the flow tonight, so I guess that's, overall, not terrible, to answer your question. Okay, now let's get into this fucking breadcrumbing shit already, guys. Hold on. Also, the merch store is now working. Some fun merch. All right, hold on, let me pull this up. Zebra, I don't believe so, not to my knowledge. If it has been on the internet, then it was definitely like some roofie type situation. Can I stream a gyno visit? Okay, so I don't think I can stream like the actual pap smear part, but I think I could do, you know, from here up, or if we could have two cameras and then we could blur the goodies. That is possible, but the thing is the gyno has to be down with it. Like, the doctor has to be okay with being on camera. So, I mean, I'll consider it, but I can't make any promises, you know? Are you talking about my decor? Well, thank you for noticing. It's actually Victorian decor, and Victorian decor can somewhat be reminiscent of Christmas decoration type stuff because it is so gaudy over the top. But it's always ho 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 around here, so maybe it is Christmas in some ways. I mean, otherwise God or Jesus died for nothing if we don't fucking sin, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, we have to not let that have happened in vain. And by the way, his mom, Loki Hohen, he was, and then the other Mary, which is a little creepy, that same name, that bitch was a hoe too. No offense. You know, I'm not hoe-hating here. But, I mean, let's be honest. Can you imagine, at that time, a woman's pride was her virginity. A woman's value was her virginity. And because they didn't know fuck all about STDs, and they didn't have the ability to do paternity testing, what did they do? They tried to shame and control who went in and out of the vag, you know? Now we have vag facts, like Carfax, but vag facts. So you can also run your shit that way if you want to now. They didn't have that then. So the way to make sure your child was your own child and to prevent the diseases that spread was to just basically shame women to keeping their legs shut until marriage. And then at that point they become basically sex slaves. So my theory was that maybe the Virgin Mary was not that innocent. Maybe she got some dick. Okay. Maybe because, like, she I don't know, douched it in the Jordan or with some holy water, maybe because she peed right after, or put like a cherub up her. Maybe she thought, okay, I'm good, I'm not gonna get pregnant. Maybe she had some crazy, ridiculous, like, fucking rager orgy, and there was no fucking way of knowing whose it was. Not only that, she not knowing who it was, but then, you know, her family probably, like, has some arranged marriage situation. These are all books omitted from the Bible, by the way. That's why you're like, what? It's in there. It's just, you got to look beyond the King James Version, because that's when they started censoring things and, you know, trying to just shame you and use fear to control you, but that's another discussion. So, basically, I'm assuming this is what happened, and she's like, oh shit, I didn't get my period. I'm super fucked. I'm about to probably be stoned to death. What am I going to do? Joseph, being a total simp icon, fucking dumbass, no offense, Joseph, just like, oh, honey, it must be a miracle. It must be. I mean, I've been around you this whole time, and you know, there was that one time where a couple sheep got out, and, you know, you probably didn't do anything then. You were sleeping. Whatever. He did not put it together. He's, like, fucking dumb. And, you know, so she's like, she was going to get stoned to death, okay? So she's like, oh, my God, Joseph, this is so crazy. I know we're not married yet, and we haven't had sex. By the way, they get married, and they never have sex. That's weird, too. So, you know, she's like, you know what, God, like, what came by, and he was like, you know what, you are such a good girl. You're such a good girl that you're going to have you're going to have an immaculate conception. You're going to have my godchild, and you and Joseph are going to raise him, and he's going to change the world. And it happened. This is what the power of suggestion can do. So whether or not Jesus was a godly being, and also they're like smoke mirror tricks to like make someone look like they're resurrecting and stuff. Like if you think that wasn't possible, it very much is. But you know, if you're told you're something your whole life, and if you believe these moral compasses, and if you these values, you could go run that life. You could go run and be a Jesus type or whatever. So his mother was not stoned to death. Joseph had to raise who knows whose baby. And then, you know, when Jesus is just running around, like fucking just being cool, getting lit and stuff, he finds some other girl that he's like, damn, she's fine, you know, and she just happened to be, you know, a working girl herself. So the point is, if Jesus smashed a hoe, loved everybody, then they can't be that bad. In fact, if you douche with holy water, every person you fuck after the fact, you're basically bringing them to salvation. You know? You basically are. Okay. We are totally not talking about breadcrumbing, but we are now. Are we ready? Actually, I'm kind of getting a little long-winded here. Now, I'm sure that little version of the Bible story was horribly offensive to some. It doesn't change what he did. It doesn't change how much he's affected the world. What would Jesus do still applies. It just shows us that, you know, he doesn't judge. And, you know, people do things for different reasons. You know, so if Jesus was like, I fuck with them hoes, then maybe them hoes ain't that bad. I mean, there's different levels and, you know, whatever. Like, maybe she was like, you know, like a good one who meant well and just needed a couple extra bucks. You know, maybe that was the case. I don't know. I feel like if Mary Magdalene was like Cardi B and Cardi being her Johns, like I feel like that would have went a whole other way. I feel like, you know, maybe her and that other dude could have said, whatever. We're getting like way too deep in this. Doesn't matter. Helping Tracy is my... Oh, it is! I know! Guys, Simps only get paid a percentage of TTS, and so far, you guys earned $1? Wait. Oh, shit. You've earned 10 cents, guys! I love you guys. Okay, I'll give you hugs. You can have like 10-second long hugs too. Each of you can have long hugs when we're done. Okay, so breadcrumbing. What is it? Breadcrumbing is the conscious act of leading someone on for the thrill of the ego boost. Now that sounds like, what? Okay, when you stroke someone's ego, you make them feel good about themselves, right? You make them feel important. You make them feel desired, wanted. You kind of put them in a place where You know, they want to keep feeling that way. They want someone to make them, like, who doesn't like their ego boosted, stroked, whatever you want to fucking call it. Most people don't mind it from time to time. You know, that's why I have Yes Men Simps at this very second. I love it. It's basically the hot cycle in the game of hot and cold, but this breadcrumbing act, it's not always a follow through. It is just simply enough to pacify the insecurities, the doubt that one person could have, whether this is your boyfriend, your situationship, your ex, whatever, when they're kind of not there, when they're distant, when they're basically unreliable, and you're wondering, do I still matter? Do I need to move on? They'll give you just a little false sense of hope that they are thinking about you, that they miss you. That's what breadcrumbing is. It's designed to kind of lure the person in and prey on attention. It is never sincere. It is never sincere. It is a highly, highly precise manipulative skill and tool that is applied. And it's something that makes the whole, like, breadcrumbing part of the dynamic completely, like, addicting. It's why you can't fucking let go. It's why someone who, like, is flaky or cheats on you or just maybe never makes it a real thing with you, keeps creeping on in your life. And you may try to talk to other people. You may try to move on. You may try to be like, oh, fuck them, I'm going to leave them on read. But they come through and they say, and they never talk about this, right? I miss you. And you're like, oh my God, I'll be right there. That's what breadcrumbing does. Now, it's going to be much more effective if the breadcrumbee hasn't had many examples of a healthy relationship. If they haven't had many instances in which they felt freely to speak their needs, wants, desires, without there being repercussion for that. Because when you're in a dynamic with breadcrumbing occurring, basically the breadcrumbee is always on their toes. It's always fucking eggshells. And they're afraid if they say, hey, you know, you always make plans with your family every single weekend. Like, every single weekend, no matter what. Like they're always too busy for you. And it's like, they'll flake on you, whatever. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Give me a sec. Okay. One sec. I'm actually looking at chat, by the way. This is, even though we were very silly for the first hour or so of this is a very serious topic. All right. In before the breadcrumbing discussion, Tracy. Okay, as much as I want to throw this, like, as much as I want to pull like a Naomi Campbell right now on one of my simps, simp is very correct. Women can simp. She simps, that shit happens all day long. And it's like looked at like being a ride or die or like a hopeless romantic or, you know, a chick who had their back when, you know, they weren't shit. No, bitch, you are a place warmer. You're dating potential. And you know what? They may never reach that potential. But they don't want to give it up. They realize you deserve more. But they're enjoying their position in which they're able to do less and less. And you still come around. They love that. They love that shit. I get stuck here always. Where do I get stuck? Where do you get stuck? All right. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, there's one part. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. There's something going on. Okay. One thing about breadcrumbing is it can be so covert, so insidious, and almost basically you're not aware of it for a very long time. You're not aware of it because you don't want to appear to be needy. you don't want to scare the person off, and you remain uncertain, you remain on your toes, and basically that gives the other person all the power. And when that happens, this is what makes us slip, simp, fall, and beyond that chump, suck a shit. This is how this happens. This is exactly how. So let's say someone you've been seeing for a while. Very funny, simp. Let's say someone you've been seeing for quite a while. Maybe the communication starts to die down. Maybe the sleepovers become shorter. Maybe the dates and the courting process. Maybe the doing things outside of a bed. Maybe that doesn't happen anymore. Maybe the calls or texts don't come any sooner than, between 10 p.m. and midnight. Maybe you used to talk all the time, maybe on the phone or texting, and, you realize, we've talked about the ratio thing before with the text ratio and how you really got to pay attention to that. But let's say, you fall back on the texting, you're like, all right, fine, they busy, whatever. And it goes from several hours, which is reasonable, okay? Like, I'm sorry, you should not expect anyone to text you back constantly, immediately. Like, you do not own people. But say, they used to get back to you within a reasonable amount of time, and now it'll be 3-4 days. 3-4 days go by, and you on read. What's even worse is if they have, I personally turn off my read receipts because I'm fucking gangster like that, and I gotta keep them guessing. But some people leave that shit on, and you will literally know, damn, they haven't read my shit yet. Like, and when you get into the game and you want to get your power back, and you're like, well, fuck that, man. I gotta, I can't be all responding too quickly. I can't be too available. Like, eventually the rose-tinted glasses will come off, and you'll be like, what the fuck, man? Like, we used to hang out more. You used to call me more. You've been flaking on me constantly. And they have every excuse in the book. They're depressed. They're working a lot. They're stressed. They're family. They're friends. They have no time for you, even though you know their schedule very well. And how it tends to go is people usually work for an employer or themselves. When they work for themselves, even if it's a very demanding business, even if they're shorthanded, even if they're wearing all the fucking hats, they totally make and call their own schedule, right? When they are an employee, they probably know their schedule, even if they're on call or whatever. Figure it out. Figure it out, guys. Figure that shit out. Because this is, it's genius. It's really genius when people breadcrumb. And it's so crazy how people get stuck on it. Plenty of relationships have had this particular phenomenon occur. Like I said, it could be an ex, it could be a situationship, it could be a maybe relationship, it could be friends with benefit kind of deal. And it's the act of sending non-committal, like you don't guarantee a time, you don't guarantee a place, you just kind of suggest, flirtatious messages, validating messages, ego-boosting messages, and you're giving someone just enough attention to keep them interested. So the second they want to pull back and be like, ugh, okay, whatever, this dude's sleeping on me, like he is not interested anymore, I need to move on, forget about them, do my own thing. The second you pull back and start to not focus on them so much, they dive back in and they give you just a little bit of something, and it keeps you on standby, it keeps you waiting. Because, maybe they haven't been outright horrible to you. Maybe they flake on you constantly. Maybe they keep you at arm's length. Maybe there's all these unsaid but clearly defined boundaries. And, you just think, well, if I just be super cool, compliant, and compromise all my wants and needs, maybe they'll come around and realize how great I am. No. They won't. They won't. I'm just saying they won't. The act of breadcrumbing is incredibly it's a conscious, very self-aware choice, and it is entirely self-serving. It is a maintenance gesture. It is a maintenance action. Well, it's not really an action. It seems like an action. You can, do all these puppet master shows. You can make it seem like, you know, you had a change of thought or you took someone for granted. Like, people, oh God, the problem with us women, and anyone really, let's keep genders out of this, is, well, women maybe a little more so than guys, is that we eat that game up. And it's because of fucking assholes like Nicholas Sparks and shit. With fucking The Notebook. Fuck you, The Notebook. Notebook. Walk to remember. No, nobody's gonna fucking do that. And if somebody is smooth, suave, and like fucking slimy enough to like allude to that, make you feel like you're the only one ever and blah, 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 but like literally ignore you for 4 days at a time, but keep looking at your snap feed or something, like come the fuck on, dude. Charmers are fucking hiding something. They're being mysterious, they're being sweet, they're being this and that, but that's just a covert fuckboy, fuckgirl. That's really what that shit is. Honestly. It really is. Okay. It's not a fun thing, and plenty of people might not realize that they're being breadcrumbed. You don't get it. You feel anxious, you feel like you're doing something wrong, you're not good enough, maybe you try harder. It's actually a brilliant manipulative tactic. It is a fucking evil deed to do these kind of things. But there's very clear signs, and I'm going to give you some examples right after this break. See you in 5. I gotta pee. Mute the...
To keep it on the low, just be ready, baby, when I say go. I see you over there, you're looking fine as hell. You wanna play too, as far as I can tell. I got room keys to the hotel. Let's go back to my sweet promise, I won't kiss and tell. And bring your boys with ya, so we can take a picture. Let's play spin the bottle, after we drink it all up. And flip a coin, head or tails. It's where you cannot, what? Redecorate my face and the whole place. Let's get so high we be fucking in outer space. You down with freaky shit, I can roll with it. Feeling so hot, I let the whole team hit it. I got whips and chains, let's play the pain game. I'll shackle that bitch ass till you scream my name. I cream up your whole face, make your taste below my waist. Bust a nut till you can't see straight. The bed is rocking, my Gucci is popping. Flip my ass over, keep going to shopping to smack my ass around. Want me down to the ground and do me doggy style, like the dog pound. On your dick, juicy long, super thick. Got a mouth full of it. Stroke that shit with my tits. Pull it out and leave that candlestick. Open up real wide, fill my cavity quick. You stuck in my throat, I can't say shit. You're behind my tonsils cause there's no room for it. Crazy as fuck type bit, I'm drowning in my spit.
right, and we are back, guys. Okay, actually, I have to charge it, as Alistair would say. I love tablet. Oh, wait, hold on. We are on delay here. Let me mute this one. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, so you guys are like, you're all over the place. No, okay, so breadcrumbing is such a mindfuck, clusterfuck. Like, it literally takes you there. And as I'm explaining to you what breadcrumbing is, I'm reliving, like, the probably 4 or 5 times that ever happened to me. So I could have probably taken a little more pre-production time to cover this topic. I'm going to slow my roll a little bit and make sure everyone's following and can keep up. Hold on, let's grab this charger. But yeah, sometimes I just kind of, I don't even know. Doesn't matter. Who cares? All right. Let's see. I think I have to refresh the laptop over here because we got something funky going on. Because chat is like way behind or something, I think. Okay. Okay. Let's mute this bitch. I said mute. Okay, there we go. Hell is not on fire. Really? All right. Well, back to the drawing board, guys. Okay. So, what is this breadcrumbing? There's so much to it, and there's so much more to cover. I'm going to cover basically how to respond to breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is most likely going to happen over text. It may happen in person, but it's going to be the more interactions in person with breadcrumbing are going to be extremely brief and extremely ambiguous. So, what are 10 signs the person you are simping on may be breadcrumbing you? Okay, the messages are going to be sporadic as hell. So, I need to ash. Hold on. Ill prepared. So I'll just bring this back. Actually, I'll just put this cigarette out. All right. So again, referencing the text ratio. The once upon a time kind of back and forth vibe that you had with this person, the sparks, the really feeling like they know you and, hitting it off, that's going to go away. You're not going to be aware at what point that this went away or why it went away. In fact, you may even start to question your own actions. Maybe you did something, maybe you said something. You may find yourself constantly asking if everything's okay. This is that state of insecurity, eggshells, and anxiety that I'm talking about. So if you're getting messages every once in a while and not consistently, you're probably getting breadcrumbed. If you're not getting consistent communication with them, they'll send you a message every couple of days, weeks, maybe even longer than that. And it's on their terms because their ego is fulfilled when they reach out to you after months and you accept their previous behavior and continue this cycle of this dissatisfactory dynamic, right? Because it is entirely one-sided when this is happening. Your ego, on the other hand, begins to take a hit at your own self-esteem. But there's just something about when they come back, when these ghosts come back from the dead to haunt you, and you're just like, ugh, because they know just what to say to reel you back in. It's very methodical, guys. Also, their messages, which again I feel are going to be more text than anything, are going to be completely meaningless. That, detailed stuff you used to get, the detailed responses, the interest, that shit's going to fade away. Sometimes they'll send you something that has substance, but it's more on their terms. And there's usually a little agenda going on there or something subliminal. And it's usually just a message like the abbreviation of what are you doing? They don't even have the decency to type out WHATARUDOING ? No, they literally don't even have the time for that. It's just You know, just all these little acronyms, maybe emojis or something. And, or what's up? What are you doing tonight? That's what it's going to slowly turn into. Entirely. That's what it's going to become. And they're just there to pull you back in right when you feel like they're drifting away and you need to move on, or you need to put your foot down, have a backbone in any kind of way. They just come right back. It's almost like they fucking, hey, it's not clingy. Actually, this is what creates clinginess. People who have insecure attachments, and obviously a clinginess is a boundary issue. Thank you, Simp. That is not today's topic. Okay, back to the text messages. They're going to be vague as fuck. So with this future faking, future promising, false hopes, bullshit, fluff, they're going to have vague messages, but you don't know what they mean. They say that you should hang out soon, and they miss you, but they don't make concrete plans. They don't stick to dates. They don't have the decency to say, hey, you know what? I have some downtime this week. I really want to see you. Let's do this. No, it's zero notice between 10 p.m. and later, and you got to go to them. Yes, because this is becoming a relationship, a thing of convenience. You are an option. And they're not going to tell you that up front because they're gaining something from these few interactions. You know, you're allowing this. You're allowing this because they're not outright terrible to you. Yeah, they flake on you. Yeah, they're, you know, whatever. But you're just somehow eluded by something. There's something about them that is preventing you from seeing that you're just a fucking option. All right, what else is happening with this? I got to pull up chat too. It'll become very apparent that it is just about hooking up. It's going to become very apparent that it is entirely one-sided. When you're being breadcrumbed, it's probably because they want to hook up without any commitment. Even if there's other dynamics other than the sexuality to it, maybe you're doing chores for them. Maybe you're giving them girlfriend and wife privileges without those titles. Sometimes a breadcrumbing happens due to circumstances in someone's life, and they have no idea they're doing it. No. Other times, someone is just not ready for a commitment, but they're not a decent enough person to be upfront with you. If they are, they're going to cross some of the lines in the friends with benefits thing. They're going to do something that makes you feel special, like there's a chance beyond that. I've been hurt before. Bitch, we've all been hurt before. We've all been hurt. And you're going to start to think, gee, why am I not good enough? What's wrong with me? They had something very serious prior to me. Or, you know, all their other girlfriends got this and that. And I'm just, what the fuck am I? Just something to masturbate into? Like, that's how you're going to start to feel. Maybe the relationship or dynamic or whatever the fuck, rendezvous, fling, maybe it started out really great. Maybe there was so much in common. Maybe like they got you and you got them in a kind of way that was like even freaky. Like that is very possible. And now you just hang out for a late night happy hour, fucking let them catch a nut. That's it. Or quickie, you know. You'll be lucky if they even get you dinner, but if they do, it's probably going to be at their place and again convenient. It's not a real relationship. It's not a real relationship, and they want to see you once in a while for the obvious reason. And you're probably not the only one they're doing this to. You may have some type of like agreements, like especially if you are being sexually active with this person, although you're not entitled to demand and know everything about them, who they're talking to, whatever. When it comes to health regards and needs and safety, you know, you should maybe know, hey, do I need to get tested, fucker? Like how many people are running up on your dick today? Here's my take on this. Even if I'm in a committed relationship and I've only been with that person, I will fucking get tested no matter what at my fucking appointment every year, gyno appointments. I will get tested in between new people. I will just get tested if I don't fucking hear from someone in a while. I'll get tested all the time because you know what? My fucking vag facts are 5-star. Okay? You may think that this shit got wrecked and scuffed, but you are dead wrong. I kept it clean. And you know what? One thing, you don't have to be sleeping around to catch things. You really don't. It can happen to anyone, regardless of how many people you've slept with. So you got to keep that in mind. You may ask them, hey, is there someone, and literally I've never had anything, check the badge facts. Is there someone else? Like, it's okay. You know, you can try to be cool, and like, you could be like having, you know, other side dudes, whatever, yourself. But they're not going to tell you that. They're not decent enough to tell you that, because they want to keep you as the option back burner type of person, right? So, damn straight. And you want to know, I think when it comes to someone you're really interested in, you're going to probably want to make time for them more so on the weekdays versus the weekends. Yeah, the weekends, you know, you can lounge around, whatever. But the weekend, or the weekdays, you have a lot going on during the week still, right? Like, it's a work week. Aside from the whole quarantine, normal circumstances, yes, you have a lot going on. If you're still making time for someone during a work week, that says a lot. That says, like, yo, I got all this to do. I got the house to hold down. I got, you know, a job to maintain, and, you know, my own personal goals, or whatever the fuck, but I still want to see you. So someone who's really interested in you, they're going to want to see you during the week, not just like some weekend fucking side shit. No. And when you do see each other, there's things will probably get physically intimate very quickly. And when you notice it becomes all hooking up and no dinners, no hey, how the fuck are you? It's probably a red flag, bruh. It's a red ass flag. So note to self. And I'm gonna pull up chat right now. Thank you. Okay, Queen Trisha, honey, thank you for your concern. Welcome to the stream. I'm not going through this immediately or at this time. This is a topic that I feel very passionate about because a lot of people do not understand that this is a thing and there's a name for it. It can happen with exes. It can happen with people in situationships. It can happen with boyfriends. It can happen with a lot of weird dynamics. Even like friendships where someone has a complete agenda and they're using you. Like, it's not sexual, but maybe they want you for some skill or thing you have, and they just, you know, whatever, and you think they're great, so, you know, but it's completely one-sided. This, the title is a troll, by the way. I'm guessing you, just joined us, Trisha. Welcome, Bowtie. Meta, I feel like I'm talking to chat, but okay. Physics readings are entirely different than tarot readings, but I love where you're going with this, Trisha. I love it. By the way, fun fact, I invite you to check out the Book of Enoch, and I invite you to readdress many of the books, not even the omitted ones from the Bible, but it is obviously clear as day that Jesus was a fucking necromancer, honey. Necromancy. You don't turn water to wine without a little fucking magic, bitch. I'm just saying. And your God, my God, whatever. I honestly think that whole concept is so much more energy than a thing with rules and restrictions and wrath. I think it's love, because that's how you create, right? Things are created out of love or sex. Sex opens up the realms for creation. That song by 9 Inch Nails, Closer. I wanna you like an animal. You bring me closer to God. He's saying that because when you're having sex, you're actually opening up the realms for creation. So God is sex because you're creating something. God is a woman because a woman can create and make life. And God is love. Okay? That's my version of it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, do you believe in dinosaurs? How old do you think the earth is? Get that money, Bowtie. Well, then strike me down, okay? How is it blasphemy? By what? Okay, now here's the thing. Faith faith is supposed to be something that you maintain with the utmost conviction, no matter what, right? It's supposed to carry you through, and it's supposed to deliver because, you know, you won't be forsaken, right? But I think if there is a God, and honestly, some of the smartest people that have ever lived did believe in something beyond this. I really just think it's an energy. I think it is a type of energy, and yeah. Exactly. We're all sinners. We're born of natural sin. And to sin is to be human. So the question is, do we have free will? Or are we just set up to fail? Are we like a fucked up Sims reality experiment? Who knows? Are we a holographic projection? I am terrified of DMT. I don't think I could ever do that. I really don't think I could ever do anything like that. That's terrifying. I don't think I know fuck all, dude. I know about breadcrumbing. We'll get back to that in a minute. But I'm just saying I am open-minded to a lot of things. And I think that things don't always appear as they seem. I question things. If someone tells me something, I'm not going to just take it and be like, okay, this is fact. Especially if there's questions I have beyond that. If someone tells me something and it strikes my interest enough to really dissect and fully understand whatever concept, theory, or belief, if I can't question it, if I'm told to not ask questions anymore, that's when I am hesitant about something. You know, now I know some things can't be answered. Like, who the fuck knows everything? Literally, no one ever. No one ever that I know of knows anything, you know? I never said I was an atheist. I'm not an atheist by any means. But the thing is, I don't think I believe in a type of God that is consistent throughout certain religions. I also am not going to sit here and tell you what religion you need to be, or how to practice your religion, or how to pray, or that, you know, this person is a better person than you. I'm not going to get on a holy high horse, you know, moral fucking power trip. I'm not going to do that with anybody. I don't have a poltergeist at this time that I know of. There is something super weird in the shop though, but that predates me and the tarot cards and anything like that. It actually predates the business from what I understand. Well, I understand that. But let me ask you a question, Trisha. What do we say of the people? Okay, there is a singular tribe. I want to say they're near the Aboriginal area. They're not Aboriginal, but like kind of in the like Amazon, like that kind of area. There is a singular group of people that have not been contacted by modern civilization at all. In fact, if we go anywhere near them, who knows what's going to happen? And we respect that as much as, you know, we want to study them and, you know, learn. We respect that, and, you know, we leave them alone. I don't even know that some like troll dick hasn't flown drones over to fuck with them or something. So those people who were born into that tribe, living that life, doing what they're told, believe based on their available frame of reference, when they die by whatever cause, are they going to hell? Is it our job to like save everyone and spread like see like things like that? Like there's no answers for that. Right. See that's my problem with that kind of belief. Although I'm not going to tell you, Trisha, that you're wrong. I'm just going to disagree with that being a thing, because that almost seems, although life is very, very, very much unfair, is God just like uber troll to just like throw people around, or like, you know, have people around here that like have no fucking shot in hell, just like for the laughs? Yes, we're super getting off topic. Let's get back into that. Okay, now we're talking about the apple. So here's another problem I have. One, quickly, I'll try to wrap this up and then we'll get back into the breadcrumbing. I really, oh God, I cannot stand the oppression of women's power and their sexuality throughout history. It's still pretty fucking bad to this day. So, Adam didn't come, or Eve didn't come from a rib. No, she came from a vagina, some vagina, the original vagina, okay, and so did Adam. And to say, all right, we're going to put something to tempt you and to test your faith, and to say, okay, well, you know, obviously, because Eve's a whore, and you have to remember, the serpent that tempted her and said, just eat that apple, it'll probably be fucking lit as fuck. That is a symbolic reference of a dick. That is saying because she's a whore, she ate the apple, and now she's going to be punished for being a whore. Okay? It's like just... Alright, we're so fucking off topic. How did we come from a rib? If we came from a rib, how come we are not able to take DNA from modern human cadavers that donate their body to science to any other type of humanoid and clone them from just a rib? Why can't we clone from a rib? We can't. So that doesn't work for me. All right? Adam was not, okay, he lost the land of, you know, whatever, but he didn't have the pain of childbirth, the pain of periods, and the shame of their whole value and pride being whether they were a virgin or not. And if they got raped, okay, you get stoned to death because that's your fault, rape culture. We're going back to fucking breadcrumbing. Okay, but Trisha, now that our science is matching up with some of these beliefs, what if the Bible was, like, seriously just symbolic, like, moral of the story, you know? Okay, we're super off topic. All right, we're going to get back into this fucking breadcrumbing shit. I'm so glad you joined us, Trisha, because this was a very thought-provoking direction I wasn't really ready to go. McRib is back again, guys. McRib comes back all the time, and it, like, doesn't really go anywhere. I feel like it's a marketing thing. All right, back to the fucking show. God loves everyone. And thank you for reminding us, Trisha. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Getting all parched here. So, number 5 sign that you may be being breadcrumbed. Okay, you can't seem to pin them down for anything. You may feel like, on some levels, you guys connect in every way. They get you, or maybe they're empathetic in ways you're not used to. But they don't open up to you. You remain at arm's length. Right? But for some reason, there's a sense of security. It's a false sense of security. And you just feel like you want to open up and do all this stuff, but you don't want to scare them off. So you just wait. You wait. You have the eggshells. You have the anxiety. And you let them know, hey, we're having a good time. We're having fun. No pressure, whatever, whatever. They may even pull the I don't like labels line. Okay, which that could be true. But it's probably more that they're breadcrumbing you. It's usually combined with the sporadic messages and just wanting to hook up. So again, this sign 5 was more redundancy of that. Okay. Okay, it's just enough to keep you wondering and interested, and but not enough to seal the deal, whatever the deal may be. Breadcrumbers check in consistently with a romantic prospect, but never set up a date. They never set up a date. So, oh God, there's a certain individual ringing a bell right now who shall remain nameless. Who shall remain nameless. And basically, like, they canceled on me so many fucking times. It was like, I started to realize, okay, and also when, you know, the hanging out times were like a little bit more consistent, I realized, well, shit, I'm always like jumping how high when they say, hey, come through. So I was starting to think, okay, I'm too available. That's really fucking sad and pathetic. I need to get a life and do me. And at the time, there was a lot going on, and I very much was becoming reliant on this individual a little bit more emotionally than I should have. I withheld so much, even though I feel that emotionally you know, they supported me in some ways, and there was a little trauma bonding because of certain things. But I realized, like, damn, if, like, they really cared like that, like, they would want to be around more. Like, I shouldn't have to be making all this effort. Like, they should be meeting me at least at a halfway point. You're going to not feel good when you get a message from them. You don't feel good about it. It's going to be letdowns, disappointments. Maybe there's an initial excitement of, oh my God, they hit me back. And then you got to remember, oh shit, don't be desperate. Don't respond yet. You may even try to, like, you know, just to prove something to yourself, like, not even read it, you know? You got to turn off those read receipts. Keep it gangsta. But afterwards, you start to feel not so great about it. You may have anxiety. And the next time they're going to contact you. Like, okay, they made plans. They said soon, or they said tomorrow. Tomorrow rolls around. And you're like, what time is it? What time is it? And your night's ticking by. You could have made plans that did something else. You're just, like, on call for somebody who, like, literally is not calling you. You'll start wondering what you did wrong. You're going to literally, like, micro comb everything. Was it something you said? Were you, you know, like, was it, did you just can't wrap your head around it because you're trying to be perfect. You're literally presenting your best self. You're flexing your girlfriend skills, potential, and, you know, all the great things about you that have been slept on by everyone else. And, you know, you're like, why isn't this person, why don't they like me anymore? Where did that, like, vibe go? Where did that fucking vibe go? Like, and you'll just be completely, like, besides yourself because you don't, it's so slow, you don't know when it happens, you don't know why it happens. Now, what's really convenient is if they have a major traumatic life event. Which can easily buffer and be an excuse for months and months and months as to why they're unavailable. And then the slow fade tends to happen. So this could be a move. This could be a death. This could be something that requires a lot of their attention. Maybe they're working on, like, a thesis or something. Every time you can't seem to get a hold of them, every time there's a long period of time in between the contact, you're like, what the fuck did I do? And, like, you're literally just going to replay your last interaction. And it's like, you realize all this time and effort is put on somebody who's literally not worried about you. And of course, it really isn't anything you did wrong. But that's what the breadcrumbing does. It creates anxiety, and it's really fucking horrible. And they won't, you can even ask, like, up front, you know, about, like, hey, is everything okay? And they're not really going to give you much to work with. Now, if you do call them out and say, hey, this is bullshit, like, if you're not about it, if you're just trying to have this or that, if you're seeing someone else, like, when you really try to call out the drastic 180 in contact behavior and interest on their part, you know, you may get some things out of them, right? Oh, well, it's because I got to pick you up all the time. Oh, it's because, you know, I kept calling you and, you know, sometimes you wouldn't pick up right away. So then you'll adjust, modify your behaviors, and thank you for that, simp. But you don't, you change those things, and the communication, the hangouts, makes no difference. It's an excuse. Thank you to Scuffman. I love Mexican. Well, see, I had a topic in mind. That's kind of why I'm going on and on about it. I told you guys why I'm getting, like, so emotional. Well, not super emotional, but I'm explaining, like, why I'm getting very passionate about this whole breadcrumbing topic is because I've been through it a lot, and I just want to, like, convey what it is, and I want to maybe prevent it for you guys. Maybe you won't have to experience it as much as I have, to call it out and do you. That's all I'm doing. I am scrolling up and looking at chat now, so I apologize for that. The Simps decided the title. I'm the meaning of a whore, so who are you to talk? Okay, look, if a whore is the worst thing you can call me, I can live with that. Ryan Ryan, if your name wasn't Ryan, I'd be like, slide in the DM, boo. I have like this karmic debt with Ryan's, and it is, I can't even. That's another stream. We'll get into that. Ryan, imagine a troll. Imagine a trolly title. Imagine sarcasm. Imagine irony. Don't underestimate. Well, thank you for that, Travis. I respect that, Meta. People are weird in a story. True, true, true. I love that quote, Jesus Christ. God isn't a religion, it's an state of mind within yourself. A highlight of getting arrested for a DUI right now. So we are playing the game, but I've actually not even participated in the own game. Like I said, I literally can get really animated and passionate about certain things that have had a profound detrimental psychological impact on me. So that may be why I'm getting really worked up about it or really thorough about it, because I didn't understand this stuff. It took me a long time to figure this out. And some of you, you're here to troll. I don't know what that noise was. You're here to troll. You're here to, pick me apart. You're here to see what you want to see. Essentially, every once in a while, there's things I just kind of want to put out there. Whether you're into it or not into it, I feel like if it can resonate with anybody and spare them some of the stuff that I've had to go through, and if it can help instill self-worth in others, then it's fine. It's worth all the trolley comments. It's worth getting off topic. It's worth you judging me and assuming something because you come in a mid-conversation point where I'm super animated and passionate or even upset about something because it's bringing me back to a time where that happened to me. Whatever. Smashville, girls don't fart. No, Bob. I truly subscribe to the holographic theory. I think that's super fucking awesome. No, the holographic theory. It is a quantum physics theory that a lot of individuals believe, and there is actually tangible evidence to suggest the validity of that theory. Think about the way your eye works, very much like a camera lens. Think about how a lot of our senses are just light at higher and different frequencies. Sound is light at a particular frequency. So, literally, everything could be a complete hallucination. You could argue that. I'm not going to get into the specifics about that because that is a really, really heavy, deep topic. I would love to do that on another stream, but I would want to better prepare for it because I want to be able to explain it. I love to troll Elon Musk. No lie. I think he's a dick, but even... Yeah, no, it resonates with me. It makes sense. It seems like a thing. You know, I definitely will. I definitely will. All right, so let's get back to where we were. And guys, I'm sorry I didn't read chat for a moment. We keep getting on all these side tangents, conversations, which honestly, a lot of them have been incredible, and I'm kind of glad that they happened. But this is how we kind of get off topic, and then people come back like, oh my God, you're going crazy. Well, yeah, chat is pulling me all over the place. Now, one way to get my attention with the utmost cannot deny is TTS, bitch. Okay. Okay. Our last sign, or this last sign we left off on with the breadcrumbing, was the part that starts wondering what you did wrong, self-blaming, picking apart yourself, which will kind of erode your self-esteem and self-worth. And it's so terrible because you'll actually try harder. It actually makes you a try-hard, and they can keep maintaining the fake promises and bullshit breadcrumbing with less and less efforts, and you're still sticking around. And we kind of touched on this already, but they always seem to know when you're getting over them. You're going to pull back. You're going to maybe leave them on read, right? You're going to eventually be like, dude, I'm over it. I hate feeling like shit. And it's definitely not psychic abilities. Not so much. Could be, but generally not. It's probably them keeping up with your social media. How much do you love when someone who, like, literally can't respond to your text ever? Like, I mean, ever. Like, weeks can go by. But, like, you post a snap or an Insta, whatever the fuck, and, like, literally they're one of the first couple to see it. And you're like, oh, really? Okay. So you're curious what I'm doing, what I'm this and that, right? Excuse me, Simp, that is for my fucking mods. Yes, that is for my goddamn mods. If you would like some coils for yourself, if you want to fix my mod, actually, let me show you. There's something weird going on with the tank. Anyways, okay. You'll finally give up hope, right? You'll realize, okay, I got, I'm a chump, I'm a simp. And you'll give up hope and you try to pick up the pieces and move on with your life. And they physically sense your absence, right? Suddenly, they resurface. You're doing you, being your fabulous self, and maybe posting a little on social media. And now the game begins again. With even more flattery, right? They're going to up the ante a little bit. Therefore, it seems like you're starting to leave them behind. They tend to reach out to you and make sure that you remember them. And this is what draws us back in. This releases a chemical in our brain, which is a very similar chemical that can be released in your brain if you're addicted to something like cocaine or alcohol. It is feel-good chemicals. And you want it. You want to feel good. You want to feel desired. You want to feel special. And that's how the vicious cycle continues. All day long, some of these people may have had an opportunity to find 5 minutes to text you a hey, even like a small, like half-assed text. I mean, like, I've dated Fortune 500 CEO or people who work CEOs for Fortune 500 companies. Nobody is that fucking busy. You make time for who you want to make time for. Now, sometimes we get stressed, we get overwhelmed, and we literally can't talk to anyone. That can happen, yes. But if they have had all day long to send you a message, and like I said, that window between 10 p.m. or later, 2, 3, it's always a message, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're not lying in bed trying to get to sleep, this is usually an excuse to make sure that you're thinking of them, even when they're not thinking of you. They want to make sure, hey, is my option B, C, D, are they still around to get my dick wet later or whatever? Remember, they don't actually want you. They just want to play. This new method is toxic and suffocating because it turns into a tease of confusion and pain, obviously. You don't need to know that you're being thought of at 4 a.m. You need to be thought of at 4 p.m. when the sun is still up. We're going to get on to 10, and then we're going to take a break. Your partner seems to always get passive-aggressive or manipulate you when you try to confront them about breadcrumbing you. right? So you'll try to put your foot down, be assertive, be dominant in a way like, hey, you've been flaking on me. Hey, you never own up to this or that, or, and then you try to be like, drop the mic, like, maybe turn your phone off, and then they start calling you, right? Because like, oh, whoa, I need my option number 2, my side 3, 4, 5, like they want to keep that there. Breadcrumbing is entirely passive aggressive, and people who get defensive and passive aggressive about their own behavior probably just don't want to be called out about it. On that note, we're going to take a break. I have to pee. Please mute the mic, Simp. Thank you. What? I have to pee! They don't want to hear me fucking pee. Are you serious? Oh my god, I hate you. Can you...
To keep it on the low, just be ready, baby. When I say go, I see you over there, you're looking fine as hell. You wanna play too, as far as I can tell. I got room keys to the hotel. Let's go back to my sweet promise, I won't kiss and tell. And bring your boys with ya, so we can take a picture. Let's play spin a bottle, after we drink it all up. And flip a coin, head or tails. It's where you cannot, what? Redecorate my face and the whole place. Let's get so high we be fucking in outer space. You down with freaky shit, I can roll with it. Feeling so hot, I let the whole team hit it. I got whips and chains, let's play the pain game.
So guys, I think that's going to have to wrap it up for tonight. There's probably going to end up being a part 2 because I have so many more notes on other more covert actions and plays as far as the breadcrumbing goes. I also have ideas on how to respond to it and how to eventually rip the band-aid off and move on with your life. Thank you guys so much for watching. It has been awesome, and I hope I see you back later. Take care. And we're done.